Hey guys, I'm here to read Alan Strange, The Journey of Alan Strange, Chapter 9. Hope you're having a great Monday. Chapter 9. Saturday, 10:22 p.m. The Delport Historical Museum. Still in his Xenon light form, Alan hovered in the air duct by a grate that looked down on the dinosaur display in the large central lobby of the museum. It had not been difficult to figure out why the Arubi signaling device had suddenly been activated. On the floor by the wall, the thin, short man he had seen by the Mojave Diamond case that afternoon squatted beside the blue gem. He had dropped the crystal while he was trying to steal it. Alan had learned from experience that taking something that belonged to somebody else without permission was wrong on Earth. The concepts of possession and theft had been unknown to him when he had been arrested for stealing Manfred the mannequin that Alan animated to act as his father from the department store and money from a cash machine. On Zela, everything belonged to everyone, and there was more than enough of everything to go around. On Earth, stealing was a crime with heavy penalties under the law. Even though Alan understood the rules now, the reasons why some humans still became thieves eluded him. Aside from the unpleasant punishment of being put in jail upon capture, he didn't understand why they didn't just earn the money to buy the things they desired, like the people they stole from. Alan put those perplexing questions aside when the man on the floor suddenly reached to pick up the crystal, then jerked his hand back. "Come on, Jersey." Alan started, then realized the man was talking to himself. "It's just a stupid diamond. So it's vibrating. So what?" "So what?" Alan shimmered. The thief called Jersey didn't know what the stupid diamond was sending, and that the stupid diamond was sending an all-clear signal to a robot ship that could destroy Delport and, if left unchecked, maybe even everything humans had built on the whole planet. Alan toyed with the idea of just telling the thief what was at stake. However, he was pretty sure the thief wouldn't believe him any more than the military would have believed Josh. Alan didn't dare risk trying to take the diamond away from the man while he was a light entity either. The thief might say something to the authorities when he was caught, and that might lead Phil Berg and the ARC agent Josh called the Shadow Man right to him. In his human form, Alan was no match for an adult without the aid of his alien powers, and using them carried a similar risk of discovery. He'd just have to hope Jersey didn't leave the museum with the diamond until Robbie and Josh arrived. No such luck. Jersey rubbed his hand on his pants and then snatched up the crystal and quickly stuffed it into his backpack. Slinging the bag over his shoulder, he headed toward the wall by the invention exhibit Josh had wanted to show Alan that afternoon. Alan hadn't noticed the grate on the floor before, but the meaning was clear. The man was going to leave the same way he had gotten in, through the ventilation system. Zooming upward through his air duct, Alan whisked himself through a series of connecting ducts and into a smaller duct that intersected the one Jersey intended to use. When he heard the thief climb into the narrow metal chamber, Alan eased up to the junction. The bright glow he emitted reflected off the crinkled metal walls of both ducts, creating the illusion that rapid oxidation was in progress. "What the?" Jersey gasped. "Fire!" "Yes," Alan whispered as Jersey scrambled back out. When he heard the sound of running padded feet, he zipped through the thief's duct and cautiously stuck his Xenon head through the opening. Jersey was racing for the front doors on the far side of the lobby. Since too much was at stake to worry about his own safety, Alan prepared to assume his human form to give chase. Then suddenly Jersey skidded, made a sharp left turn, and bolted for the dark shadows between the security lamps on the wall. Surprised by this strange behavior, Alan glanced back at the doors, then quickly retreated into the duct. Phil Berg neutralized the electronic lock, opened the door, and walked into the museum. Saturday, 10:39 p.m., Stevenson House. "We've only got an hour and 6 minutes left, Josh. Come on!" Robbie hoisted her backpack, which contained everything from an electric toothbrush to her dad's electric shaver, her hairdryer, a plastic flute she had kept from elementary school, and various other things she had collected that vibrated or made noise. They had spent a lot longer than she had wanted searching for possible sonic turn-off keys. And they didn't know if an electric can opener, a blender, a harmonica, or any of the other things they were taking to the museum would work. "I'm coming." Josh dashed down the stairs from the attic with a duffel bag full of kitchen gadgets and electronic toys. I had to find that old dog whistle I'd been saving just in case Dad ever let us get a dog. We've got an alien. Who needs a dog? True. Let's go. Josh grunted as he threw the duffel bag over his shoulder. Right behind you. Robbie froze as Josh threw open the door. Erica was standing on the porch, her fist raised to knock. Her cheeks were damp and her eyes were red. She'd been crying. Hi, Erica. Bye, Erica. Josh ran past the startled girl and jumped down the steps. Erica, Robbie stopped short. What are you doing here? I called my mom from the coffee mug and told her I was staying overnight with you, Erica said in a rush. Maybe I shouldn't have, but we've got to talk, Robbie. I can't talk now, Erica. Robbie felt sick at heart, but she couldn't wait to find out what Erica had to say. She couldn't even explain that the future of the entire town was in jeopardy and slightly more important than whatever had upset her best friend. But I just wanted to. I can't explain why, Erica, but I have to go. I have to leave now. Wait for me inside, okay? We'll talk as soon as I get back. Promise. Erica nodded. But what about your dad? He's at a party. If he gets home before we do... Robbie winced. Just tell him the truth. You don't know where we are. I'll deal with the fallout later, which will probably mean being grounded for breaking my curfew, but it can't be helped. Okay, but... Later, Erica, Robbie shouted as she ran down the front walk after Josh. She glanced back when she turned onto the sidewalk. Erica's shoulders sagged as she sank into one of the white wicker chairs on the porch. Robbie faltered for a split second, then put on a burst of speed. Erica looked totally devastated, but Delport would be devastated if the Arubi signaling device wasn't turned off in the next 67 minutes. Saturday, 10:49 p.m., the Delport Historical Museum. When Phil Berg had walked in, Alan had swooped back through the duct system. However, it had soon become apparent that Berg wasn't looking for him, but for the Arubi transmitter. Holding a black box in front of him, Berg had instantly turned toward Jersey's hiding place in the shadows. The thief had immediately ducked into the Roman Empire exhibit room. Eyes on his tracking device, Berg had followed without actually seeing the fleeing man. Assuming human form to be safe, Alan remained in a duct near the doors and watched Berg track Jersey and the Arubi crystal from one exhibit to another. Roughly 5 seconds after Berg followed Jersey and the diamond into the Wild West area, Josh and Robbie entered through the front doors. Moving quietly but quickly, Josh led the way across the lobby toward the Mojave Diamond display case. He didn't know the case was empty. Alan didn't dare call out. He wiggled out of the ventilation shaft and went after them, darting from one shadowed area to another along the wall. Robbie stared at the empty display case in disbelief, then inhaled sharply when Alan suddenly appeared beside her. Alan, you scared me. My apologies, Alan said softly. My intent was simply to remain hidden. The diamond's gone, Josh whispered. It has been taken from the case, but it's still in the museum, Alan explained. Where? Robbie glanced around the dimly lit lobby. We don't have much time left. Last time I saw it, it was going in there. Alan pointed at the entrance to the Western exhibit. What do you mean, going? Robbie asked uneasily. A thump followed by a hushed yelp of pain rose from the exhibit room. I think we'd better take over, Alan said calmly. We are not alone. What? Josh's eyes widened, but he wasted no time following as Alan and Robbie dashed for the shadows. They stopped and froze as Jersey dashed back into the lobby and headed straight for the front doors. Uh-oh. Alan tensed. Uh-oh what? Robbie whispered. That's a thief named Jersey, Alan murmured. He's got the Arubi crystal in his backpack. We've got to stop him. Josh took a step forward. Alan grabbed his arm. Wait. Robbie gasped as Phil Berg emerged from the same exhibit holding a small black device out in front of him. Double uh-oh, Josh muttered. Ditto, Alan said. What are we going to do? Robbie asked, appalled. The last thing they needed was to draw Phil Berg's attention, especially in connection with an alien signaling device. Besides his own obsession with finding an alien, Berg had been conscripted as a tricloid agent. If the tricloids captured Alan, they could use him as bait to capture other Zalons determined to rescue him. Alan cupped his hand around his own Arubi tracking device and shifted his palm into just enough Zalon light to see without exposing their presence. The needle on the compass was aimed directly at Jersey. We can follow him if we have to. Maybe we won't have to. Listen, Fear gripped Robbie's heart when she heard the blare of a police siren. If they were arrested for breaking and entering, the police wouldn't believe their outrageous story about an imminent alien robot invasion. Until it was too late. The siren got louder. The thief skidded to a halt just as he reached the doors. Without hesitating, he turned and ran back into the Roman Empire exhibit. A Delport police cruiser screeched to a stop outside. Phil Berg did an instant about-face and dashed back into the Western exhibit when a uniformed officer got out of the patrol car and approached the glass doors. Mr. Berg must have triggered a silent alarm at the police station when he neutralized the lock, Alan said. Shouldn't we find a better hiding place too? Robbie asked anxiously. Yes, agreed Alan. Follow me. Robbie grabbed hold of Alan's shirt and Josh put his hand on her shoulder so they wouldn't get separated in the dark. Alan moved to the edge of the shadow and paused. When the police officer entered and turned his back to examine the lock from the inside, they scurried across the area, lit by a security lamp, and into the shadowed entrance of the caveman exhibit room. Hugging the side of a large display case, Robbie listened apprehensively as the officer spoke into his handheld police radio. This is Mason checking in about that museum alarm. The doors were unlocked. Can you check with the curator to see if he forgot to lock up before he left? Mason paused. I'll have a look around just in case. Over and out. Robbie couldn't believe their bad luck. Having to find the right sonic frequency to deactivate the Mojave Diamond was hard enough. But now a thief had possession of the diamond, Phil Berg was tracking the thief, and a police officer was searching the museum. She glanced at the illuminated dial on her watch, and they only had 42 minutes left to save the town. All right, hope you guys are enjoying the story. Have a good Monday.